Well, at the other end of the table, Brighton have taken the lead over Bristol City. Bristol City, who need a win today to avoid relegation. And their task has got just that bit harder. And here at Leigh Sports Village, United are looking very promising going forwards. This time there's no one in the box to receive the early cross. It's blocked away, but Press knew she'd be offside if she made contact with the ball. Toon and Press leading the Manchester United offensive once again, as Everton continue to try and play out from the back, and they've done well to win the free kick in midfield. Katie Zellem that time penalised. Here's Amy Turner. Crossfield pass is inaccurate, but United will win the ball back with Millie Turner. Now Earps. Turner again, she had Zellem short, but she's picked out a really nice ball, and United are on their way again. Kristin Press has Toon in midfield in the penalty area. Toon does get a head to it. And this time it's into the grateful arms of Sandy McIver, because Ella Toon was sniffing around once again for the second goal. Well, it's been some start from Manchester United. The 15th time they've scored the first goal this season. In the previous 14, they've gone on to claim all 3 points. So Everton are up against it straight away. It's a really nice turn in midfield by Staniforth. She receives the ball back again. Now Battle. Toon tries to find Battle. The pass is loose, but it's picked up by Staniforth. And here is the right back. Takes on a man, does really well. And here's Toon into the penalty area again. And this time her shot is straight at McIver. But Ella Toon is finding space all the time on that right-hand side. Here's Pattinson. Into George. And now Finnegan, all the way up to Sevek. And at the moment, there's just no way through this United midfield. Now McIver. Sevek is forced to go long, and Turner is under a bit of pressure here. She's dealt with it in the end. She did have support in the form of Battle, who came across the cover. The clearance fails to find a Manchester United player, and Everton having some much-needed possession after a frantic start. Another chance to come forward now. This time the pass is loose. Press is under pressure on that left-hand side. She thought she'd won the throw, but the referee says it's gone Everton's way. Kyver does get the ball away. It's a loose pass there, though, and United can pick it up once again. Chance to build something here. It's Toon on the edge of the area. Tries to slip a ball into press. And Everton do eventually get a chance to scramble it away. Turner gets in there, though, and there's press. And she just couldn't get her foot on the ball. And it was a half chance, really, but for someone with the goal-scoring record of Kristen Press, she'll see it as an opening. Well, it's great to see those banners fluttering in the wind at Leigh Sports Village. Manchester United, who have a really passionate home following in the WSL, home and away following. And of course, they'd love to be here today, but the season is unfortunately concluding behind closed doors. Everton trying to play their way out of danger once again. It's proving risky business so far. That pass just evades Toon, and it's a nice ball into midfield, but Zellem steps in well. Here's Staniforth, and now a chance to get across to the far post where Press gets her head on the ball, and she can't direct it goalwards. But another real chance for Kristen Press, and it was a wonderful cross from Jackie Groenen. And again, Everton failing to play out from the back, and Manchester United are ready to pounce and cause them trouble straight away. Here's George. Now Pattinson. Under pressure from Staniforth. She's calmly played it back to Finnegan. And Scott drops back from midfield to provide some of her vast experience in just calming this Everton side down. They haven't started too badly in this game, but Manchester United have just looked so fast when they come forwards. And when they come forward at full speed, it is an incredibly hard attacking unit to contain. That's a nice ball to Pattinson. Back infield to Christensen. And now Scott can bring the ball forwards. She's made a lot of ground here and can find Emsley. Chance to get a ball into the box, and it's an inviting cross, but there was no one following in, and Mary Earps can collapse onto the ball, and United have a chance to ease the pressure. Started every game this season in the WSL, Mary Earps. Really important player for this United side. Although her pass isn't quite as accurate as normal there, but United do get the throw. Recently signed a new deal, the goalkeeper. Meaning she'll stay at the club till at least 2023, possibly longer. And I'm sure Casey Stoney will be delighted to have one of her most reliable performers tied down for the near future. Staniforth is forced to play an ambitious ball on the turn. And Toon just couldn't keep that one in. Zellem is forced back to Turner, and here is Earps, who plays a slightly risky ball to Smith, but United have got away with it. Now Groenen. Press and Groenen exchange passes in midfield. That's a ball that's searching towards Toon. It's cut out in the nick of time. McIver's ball is loose, as is the touch from Battle, and Jill Scott has a chance to bring the ball forwards again. This time, she searches for support on the right. And it's an early ball into the box. It's missed by everyone, and eventually Battle will hook it away. But there were warning signs for United there. Sorensen onside on the right, and it was an excellent first-time ball. And it looked like Turner just slipped as she was trying to complete the clearance. But there was no one in amber following in to provide the finish. This time it's a cross from Pattinson. And Turner will trust Zellem to clear. But this is a much better period for Everton now, as we approach 20 minutes gone. That's a loose ball, though, and Press will try and pounce. Everton just about get away with it, and they have won the free kick in the centre circle, much to the incredulity of United's attackers, who thought that Press had been fouled as she tried to break away. And you can tell from the position of McIver there, who earlier on in the game could barely get out of her 6-yard box without a red shirt charging her down. You can tell that Everton have grown into this fixture. Manchester United lead by 1-0. It was Ella Toone with a beautiful half volley into the bottom corner. And you'd have to say that based on the opening 10 minutes, United were good value for their lead, but Everton have certainly come back into this one as they put pressure on the options from the throw. Press is forced backwards, and it's another loose ball, and it's something to deal with for the United defence. There's support from Emsley, who shoots first time. And that won't trouble Mary Earps. But the first shot on target for the visitors. And it came from a loose ball from Kristen Press. And Everton showing that, just like United did, they can pounce on any mistake and turn it into a goal-scoring opportunity. Long ball forward is one in midfield. George back to Finnegan. Across to Sevek, the Danish international. McIver under pressure, and Ross was advancing there, just letting her know that she didn't have unlimited time to pick a pass, and United will come forward again through Groenen. Deflection on the pass, sees it fall kindly to McIver, and Everton can try and build again. Just a bit sloppy in midfield at the moment from both sides. Finnegan and Sivek and McIver exchange passes. Now into midfield, here's George. Long ball down that channel, the header's unconvincing, but Millie Turner will get back really confidently, and it was catching practice in the end for Earps. But Claire Emsley has looked dangerous with those runs in behind. It's a nice ball from Press out to Honor Battle. She's tackled. Appeals for a free kick are ignored, but here's Toone. That's really nice footwork to get past the first two defenders. Eventually the ball is cut out. And now Battle has to come back and has some defending to do, and she's been penalised. And Everton will breathe a sigh of relief that they can force the United bodies back into their own half. Here's Christensen. It's a nice ball out to the right, and Everton thought they'd won the throw, but it's gone United's way. Still Chelsea 1, Reading 0. Manchester City drawing at West Ham, so as it stands, the title going to Chelsea and Emma Hayes. And at the other end, Bristol City still trailing to Brighton. And if they can't do something to turn that result around, their days in the Women's Super League are drawing to a close. 1-0 here to United. No chance of either side improving or losing a league position. United in 4th, just 1 place off European football, which is a real source of frustration for Casey Stoney. She did speak after the results were confirmed and said that she sees it as a personal failure. They haven't secured Champions League football this season, but she's done so much in her short time at United that you'd have to say it's probably when rather than if when it comes to this side. So many talented sides above them, though. Here's Amy Turner. Zellem recovered well. And Earps is another option. Staniforth drops deep. Now on a battle. The first touch is nice and takes her away from the defender. And now Toon can chase this ball down. Just too far in front of her. Another quick United move. And Jane Ross just raised a hand in apology there for the ball not being right on the money for the advancing Ella Toon. Zellem, crossfield to Smith. She looks for press, but they were on different wavelengths, and you heard Willie Kirk applauding his Everton side there as they won the ball back. Christensen can't find Scott. She'll have another go here, though, out to the right-hand side, and Christensen exchanges passes. And here comes Sorensen down the right. Chance to get a ball in for Everton. She cuts inside. Sorensen's ball in is a good one. And it doesn't make contact with anyone in the penalty area. That's what the referee says, despite the appeals for a corner. And Claire Emsley was making a run to that far post, as was Poppy Pattinson. And it just evaded both of them. But once again, Sorensen proving a threat down that right-hand side for the visitors. That's worked nicely again from Everton, and Millie Turner has some defending to do. The shot is eventually blocked by Amy Turner, and it will be a Everton corner for the first time in this match. Claire Emsley trots across to take it on that far side. And you can see the amber-clad bodies making their way into the box. Gabrielle George just hovers at the far post. Megan Finnegan is in there as well. The ball comes in and Earps comes out. She doesn't quite get there. It'll drop at the far post. Christensen gets a second bite at it, and then it does fall for George. And it was a real chance, but she put it over the crossbar. And United were all at 6s and 7s at the back there, and Everton couldn't capitalise. Well, that was a real chance for Gabrielle George. This time Earps is under pressure again. She does get the clearance away. And now Toon has a chance to set United on their way, but the touch is loose and so is the pass, and she throws her hands up in frustration. But as we said, it was Izzy Christensen in the box who had the first shot, then the second. Both were deflected and it fell for Gabrielle George. And she just leant back and fired it over the crossbar. And perhaps the most relieved person in the United penalty area was Mary Earps, whose punch failed to clear the danger. Everton still with the pressure on here. Almost half an hour gone. And this time the ball in is headed clear by Amy Turner. Onwards, and United can try and break through Ross. There are enough bodies back though, and McIver will clear once again. Picked up in midfield by Zelen. Millie Turner just puts her foot on the ball and makes sure that United are back in position. Here's Amy Turner. And while Millie Turner may have played every game, Amy Turner has played every one since the opening day, which she missed against Chelsea. Another really significant part of this side. Out to the left with Smith. Now Zelen. Press tried to turn, but Smith will recover the ball here. And Zelen picks it up once again. Here's Battle, now two. Out wide, Battle leaves it for Ross. Chance to get a cross in, but this time she doesn't connect with it well. Just over half an hour gone here. Manchester United 1, Everton 0. And what's been a fairly even game has been lit up by Ella Toon's neat finish in the opening few minutes. And that's given United a lead to hold on to. And they can try and build on it here. Here is the goal scorer, Toon. Groenen back to Smith, and Toon can't quite latch onto it. Smith will take the throw. Back in the side for the last 3 now, Smith, after missing 6 games. And she's made an impression on that left-hand side. Her throw finds Groenen. That's a nice little reverse pass, and look at that footwork there to get inside the penalty area. George clips it away. And that's calm from Jill Scott. And she's done really well there to help Everton build from the back, but that touch is loose, and now Staniforth can bring United forwards again. Toon, Groenen's flick on, can't quite find Ross. So strong foot in there on the halfway line from Turner. Out to Battle. Now Amy Turner again. It's a nice ball into midfield, and it's popped round the corner towards Honor Battle, but Pattinson has nipped in, and she can bring the ball forwards for Everton. It's a nice ball infield. And Zellem's got all the way back to make the challenge there. Half-hearted appeals, but it was a really good challenge from Katie Zellem, the Manchester United captain, showing just how hard she works for this side. She got all the way back, and her challenge was perfectly timed to snuff out what looked like a promising Everton attack. Here she is again with a searching ball down the left-hand side. Grunen raises a hand in appreciation. McIver's long ball down the right-hand side is picked up by Turner. It's a bit of a tasty back pass for Earps to deal with. And Zellem will once again try and pick up the pieces. She's won a goal kick there, but I can't imagine that Mary Earps would have been particularly happy with the ball played back to her by Millie Turner. It was bouncing and bobbling. And she just had to do whatever she could to get a boot to it and get it away from goal. Well, she has options sought here, does Earps, but she uses Staniforth in the end, and then is forced to go long. It's one well in the air by Megan Finnegan. That's a nice ball to Toon. And another one round the corner to Press, and Press turns calmly under pressure and now has the chance to bring some of her teammates into the game. She's done that with Battle. Staniforth to Grunen and back to Turner. And across to her namesake and centre-back partner. Ball towards Press. She tries the flick on. And Toon was sniffing around once again. Here's George. Under pressure from Ross, but she's turned away. George again, now Pattinson. Battle tries to nip in. And George is in a bit of a tight spot under pressure from Ross. And Everton half clear, but United win the ball back well inside the visitors' half. Here's Zellem. Now Staniforth and Zellem again. Honor Battle moves quickly to find Grunen. And another long ball out to the left to try and find Press, this time just a bit too long. Pattinson now. It's a really nice interception in there, and Battle wins it back. And here's Ross. She has Toon to her right and Grunen to her left. She can't quite find Grunen on the edge of the box, and Everton can try and bring it out again. And this time there are United bodies committed forwards. But it's just slowed down on that far side. Here's Christensen. And it will trickle out for a Manchester United throw. No further goals in those other games today. Bristol City still trailing to Brighton and Hove Albion. They're heading down as it stands. And the only other goal is at Chelsea, where Reading have fallen behind, and it means that, as it stands, Chelsea will be lifting the WSL. And then, of course, here, Manchester United, a goal to the good, with Ella Toon's opener separating the sides. As Jane Ross just picks herself to her feet. Bit of a coming together in midfield. And she just stretches. And she looks like she'll be absolutely fine. The physios go and return to their seats on the United bench. And we'll get play back underway. It is. It's a rare start for Ross. Started the first 2 games of the season, but this is her first since September. And some slight confusion there, as United thought the ball would be returned to them. Everton seemed to think otherwise, but we are back underway. And it's flicked forward to that right-hand side again. Ball into the box this time will find Pattinson at the far post. And she can't direct the header goalwards. But once again, Emsley and Pattinson were options in the area, and they were found well from that right-hand side. But they couldn't apply any kind of finishing touch to even threaten Earps' goal. Shouts of "stay high" from Willie Kirk, who will have been pleased with how his side responded to going 1-0 down. They look to be slightly overrun in the opening 10 or so minutes, and United got their reward with the opening goal, but since then they've really stuck to their task, and they've put together some promising looking attacking moves going forwards. Zellem offers herself as an option on that far side. Instead, the ball is forwards to Groenen. And Groenen turns nicely and can open it up on this near side. Battle wins it back in midfield. Now Turner. Across to Millie Turner. In towards press, she just can't quite get her studs on the ball. Staniforth will win it back, and she'll win the free kick. And I think Sevek with cries of frustration at the referee, but perhaps more at her own loose touch, which led to Staniforth being able to nip in. Coming up for a decade in the WSL now, Lucy Staniforth, the 28-year-old. She only got her first start this season in March, but she's started 5 of the 6 games since. And she's one of the options standing over this free kick. And United have committed bodies forwards. So some organising to do for Everton. Toon and Millie Turner just hover dangerously on the very edge of the box. The ball is in the end towards Toon, headed clear. It'll be won back by Groenen. She has Toon in support. Here's Zellem. Now Ross. Can't quite find Zellem again, and Everton can break forwards here. And there's real space for Claire Emsley to advance into. She's got 2 defenders in front of her, Emsley, but she cuts onto her left foot, gets the shot away. And this time it's too high. But Claire Emsley, a real threat on the break once again. And from one end to the other, United's free kick was turned into an attacking opportunity. And Everton, that's just about the closest they've come. Strong appeals from Ross and her team, but it's not given. And Everton, quite rightly, play on, and they'll build a nice attacking move here. Cross in from the right-hand side, Emsley is up, it's headed clear by Turner. This time the clearance is more emphatic. And Finnegan will race all the way back to pick up the loose ball. And we approach half-time here with United still a goal to the good, but certainly chances there for Everton. And while the final ball may not have been quite there, or the finish, they have certainly got themselves into some promising positions. And it'll be a real battle in this second half to see who comes away with all 3 points. Long ball forward, evades everyone. And in the meantime, leaders Chelsea have scored a second goal. They're 2-0 up at home to Reading. And barring a miraculous turnaround from the visitors, it looks like whatever Manchester City do at West Ham, it won't be enough. And that Chelsea will be crowned champions this year. A minute's added time at Leigh Sports Village. And then a chance for Casey Stoney and her former assistant, Willie Kirk, to go into their respective dressing rooms and try and work out how they can either hold on to these 3 points, or for Willie Kirk, how he can get his side back into the game. That's a nice ball to the right-hand side. Emsley is an option in the penalty area again. She tries to go to this near post. She does get her head on it this time. And it was a really brave bit of defending in there from Amy Turner. It will be a corner. She's back on her feet, Turner. But it's turning into something of a personal battle now between Claire Emsley and this United defence. She's been by far the most dangerous player for Everton, and she's forced this set piece. In towards the near post, hooked away. It'll fall for Christensen. She elected not to shoot, and United escape. And that's half-time. United got the opening goal through Ella Toone. The match has certainly evened out since then, but with 45 minutes gone here on the final day of the WSL season, it's Manchester United 1, Everton 0.